Hey, good morning. It's August 1st, 2020. I'm Mike Johnson. It's going to be a fantastic day today. It's also Debbie and my 39th wedding anniversary. 39 years ago today, we stood in front of the preacher and God and the world and said, I do. I know some of you are thinking, how in the world did she put up with you for 39 years? Well, that's not the whole story. You know, we dated for 2 years before that, and before that, she sat at my lunch table, and I didn't even realize what was going on. You know, we got married when I was 19, and she was 18. It all started in school. When Debbie started coming and sitting at the lunch table with me and my friends, I didn't think anything about it. She asked me about that this morning. I said, I was just a dumb kid. But even though she was the only female at the table, the only female at the whole school who would laugh at my jokes, it really didn't hit me until a few years ago. But then my brother Mark and I ran into her and her sisters at the county fair, like I posted earlier this week on my page. You know, we held hands at the fair, and then we went into the haunted house. We found ourselves completely alone, and we had our first kiss. Yes, it was a strange place to have your first kiss, but we were alone. The next week, we went out on our first official date, and we went to McDonald's. Then to a movie. The movie, Escape from Alcatraz. Not really first date movie material, but it's all there was at the time. So when the movie was over, me being the gentleman that I am and was, drove her home and actually drove past where a person would normally turn to go to her house. It was not a big deal, because my curfew was at 10:30 and hers was at 11. Her parents thought it was really nice for her to be home early every time for a change. But we turned north and headed towards her house on an alternate route that I had picked. And we stopped at the end of the road at the stop sign. I put the car in park, turned to her, held her hand, and said, Debbie, I'm going to marry you. Her eyes were as big as silver dollars. I don't think it was because she was excited. It was more like she was totally surprised. Flabbergasted might be an even better description. This was, after all, our first date. I think her response when I said that was something like, okay. She put my hand back on the steering wheel, I put it in drive, and I took her home. Since then, we've both had more than a few jobs, 5 businesses, 12 large-scale family moves, 10 houses, 3 children, 8 grandchildren, but only one spouse, one God, and one commitment that we would see this through to the end. A wise person told me many years ago, plans change, decisions don't. I believe that's true with all my heart. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 9 and 10 says 2 very important things about life. It says, live joyfully with the wife whom you love all the days of your vain life, which he has given you under the sun, all your days of vanity. For that is your portion in life, and the labor which you perform under the sun. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with your might. For there is no work or device or knowledge or wisdom in the grave where you're going. I'd ask you this morning, what are you committed to? What is it that's the most important thing to you? I hope that it's something that you can completely give yourself to. I told a friend of mine this week that staying married for 39 years is one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. That's a fact. And anything that's worth doing is going to be tough. I believe that if I can stay married to the same woman for 39 years, I can do anything I put my mind to do. I do. I believe you can too. I hope you have a great Saturday. Let your soul shine and do something worthwhile that makes you happy. I love y'all. I'll see you Tuesday.